Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassandra and today I wanted to share with you another DIY sign, my reversible fall/winter sign. Now I know that I've seen these for sale on a few sites and they're listed around anywhere from $50 to $80 and maybe a little higher depending on who you're getting it from. So I would like to show you, since I made myself one, maybe you guys would like to make one as well. Not only can you personalize it if you make it yourself, but you can make it on a budget. Now I made both sides, the whole sign, for under $15. It took a little bit of time, but it was honestly worth it because I could put what I wanted in it, make it how I wanted, and I think it turned out pretty cute. So I'll show you. So this side is my scarecrow side. And for this one, I did not use my Cricut. I actually decided to go ahead and use permanent marker and then a white paint marker. The reason I did that was because I know that there are some people that do not have access to a Cricut. And I figured, it's something pretty simple that you can do, whether you have a Cricut or if you have some permanent markers. You can still make the sign. Now up here I did use the vinyl. I did cut it out with my Cricut. And up here I actually got like a burlap sticker, which I have to actually still make sure it stays down because I was messing with it a little bit ago. So yeah, I don't want to mess with it too much and it come off. Okay, so now over here, what I did was Dollar Tree sells this like straw. It's like a dyed straw. Now it comes in a bag like this. It's like a bundle of 3 and it is pretty coarse. It is actually really, really, really coarse to work with. So a quick tip with this is dip it in cold water, actually hot water, and maybe cold water too. It might work, but dip it in water. Don't like submerge it completely, but make sure you drain it, all the water out of it, and then some of the dye will drip off, but then you'll be able to actually work with it and make it into anything you want. Like mine, behind the sunflower, I actually made it into a little bow. Now, on here, I didn't go to the store and buy this. I actually have this in the bouquet here, and I have another one out into the kitchen. So I just went and I just snipped one off of here and then I added it to the front. I thought it would be a great personal touch. Now you can do whatever you want, add however much you want or take away. It's totally up to you. Now I do want to kind of talk about some of the materials that I used before I get into actually making one side with you. I'm going to make the snowman side. I've already made a female snowman, a little cute female version, and then I wanted to do another one that was the boy, so I could put them both out there, one on each side. The same thing, I want to do eventually a little girly kind of scarecrow, but I'll get to that eventually. So for my materials, this is plywood, and if you don't have plywood or you don't want to use plywood, that's fine. You can also use pallets, which are free. They just take a little more work actually breaking them down. But for my measurements of this one, it is going to be 34 inches long and then it is 17 inches wide. Now across here, to make it actually look like we have a hat on, I used a scrap piece of wood, and this one is 2 inches wide and 17 inches long. Now the only thing I really want to say about that is just make sure, because you're going to put one on both sides, make sure that they are completely even when they are cut. Otherwise, you're going to see it from the front, and you really don't want that. Okay, so, and then what else? Of course, I use paint. Now, you can use whatever colors you want. For me, I did use the Waverly chalk paint because I had it on hand, and I have a couple different ones. Now, I am completely out of my brown, my triple brown, so I'll have to eventually get that. But I like to kind of use what's on hand. I just think that why not? You can use pretty much whatever you have around the house. Put it to use. So I'll show you the back side of this one. Now for her, I have to fix the bow because you cannot see Happy Holidays. But you get it. So for her, of course, I made the little rosy cheeks and then the big eyes. Now, I will give you guys a tip, and this is something that I have said in my previous videos. There are ways to get SVGs or even make images into SVGs for free. Personally, I try to go onto Google. If I don't already see it as a free SVG, I go onto Google and then I look in my clip arts, look for the image that I'm looking for, and then I put it into Design Space and I clean it up. I think I've posted a video on how I did that, and it doesn't take long. So that's what I did with her. So then with here, I just took a little burlap bow. Well, it was actually just burlap. And then I made it into a bow. And then I took some twine, wrapped it up, and put a little button. Now over here, and I'm going to show you how I did this. I actually have a bunch of this. I got it last year from Dollar Tree, and I still have a lot left over. So I figured it'd be a great idea to add it on. Okay, so what I want to do is set up and actually create the male version of the snowman, since I already have the female. So just kind of walk through some of the steps that I did. I promise you, it is so simple. And honestly, I would rather make my own. Now, this is my opinion, but I would rather make my own and make it the way that I prefer versus paying all that money. And I don't know, it might not be the way that I want. So let me grab some of the stuff that I have. I've already cut and weeded everything. Now on this side, I am going to be using the vinyl. I've got everything cut out, so it shouldn't take that long, but I just kind of wanted you to see how easy it was and how quick it is to actually do this. So, same thing that I have on the little girl snowman. It just says Happy Holidays. I'm just going to peel it off, and then we're going to add it to the wood that goes across. Now, one thing that I did not mention, which I'm sure that you probably already assumed by now, the piece of wood that I have cut across, you're going to want to make sure before you paint it, you're going to want to actually make sure that these are in. I used 1.5 inch screws, and I put one here and one there, and then I painted it. One sign I actually tried to paint and try to measure like where I thought it would be, and half of it was all hanging out down here. So I think that it would be better to actually paint it before we, or put it in before we paint it. So I'm going to try to add this on here. I might have to move it down a tad. Now this is actually a project that I started to do with my children. At least my girls. My son didn't really care too much for it. So I have a daughter that is blind, and she still wants to do, of course, things like this. So I try to help her and try to include her into almost everything that I could possibly do to kind of make her life still as normal as possible. So that one sign up there with the scarecrow, I actually had her help me with that. She was able to fill kind of like the bow that we made, and I kind of had her helping me rope it together. So if children can do it, believe me, it is simple. It is very simple. And it's also just kind of cool to kind of add things and things that your kids can do with you. Okay, so here what I have are just the eyes. And I just did the classic, the coal eyes for the traditional snowman. And I want to make sure. Does it have to be perfect? No, but it's yours. So you can make it however you want it. Even if it's a little loopy eye, I think it'll be okay. Oh, let me tell you guys about this vinyl. I love giving you guys tips. So the other day I had ran out of my black vinyl. And it was when I had made my stocking sign video. So because I didn't have any the vinyl that I actually needed, I made what I could. And then of course I used the markers to do the rest. Well, anyways, I had seen this ad for this place that sells vinyl. It's called My Craft Source. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but I'm telling you, they have amazing deals. Like, I think it was for under $8. I believe it was 25 feet of black permanent vinyl. And it was for under $8. And then I also got like rose gold. I got a lot of things for under $15 total. Quite a few rolls. And oh, believe me, they're going to last. So I just figured I'd throw that quick tip out there. If you guys are looking for some good vinyl that, you know, is not like poor quality or has a lot of problems and is easy on your pocket, I'm telling you, check them out. They have other things as well, but I absolutely love the vinyl. Actually, it's what I'm using here. This is the vinyl that I'm using that I just got in from them yesterday. Okay, so there's his face. Now, move on to the top. We're almost done. Just for the top here, I have gathered some more of these. And what I did here was just cut some out. Let's see. So this is what I have left from last year. I'll show you guys how much I have. It's quite a bit. But I got all this on sale at Dollar Tree, and I believe it was like 10 cents a piece. But it was, you know, at the end of the holiday, which is when I love to grab stuff. So I've got about 4 buckets of these full. So I'm going to use them and incorporate them in however much stuff I can find. Now, if you don't have any at home or any, you know, around and reach or whatever, I'm sure that you can get them from Dollar Tree because that's like my favorite store. So what I did here was I went ahead and I cut off, snipped them off, and then I added a small cardboard. I got this off of my Saran Wrap cardboard that I was throwing away. I just cut it into a little strip, and then I arranged the flowers however, you know, just in there. Put the glue, hot glue, right in the middle to make sure they set where I wanted. And then I used like the green twine. I wrapped it around, and then I added one more little piece on here just so I could make sure they were secure. Now, just like in my other one, in my little girl snowman, it's another burlap bow, and it's just another twine wrapped together with a little button in the middle. I wanted to kind of keep it as simple as possible. I know he's a boy, and maybe I shouldn't add this, but he's getting a bow today. Sorry. Alright, so I'll go ahead and hot glue gun this to the top. I think I'm running out. I'll just do this. And I'll add just a bit to the back of it. You just place it however you want it. Remember, you're putting something on top of it. Even if it's not a burlap bow like this, you can put anything on top of it. A piece of fabric, whatever. Just something to kind of like blend this in so you don't see that. And then on the back of here, on the back of my little bow, I went ahead and added another little tiny piece of cardboard. And then I'll add that right on top. And we're done. Like, I've created, oh, here we go with this again. I'll have to move that to the back. But I created another sign, and it did not take me that long, honestly. And I love it. I love this sign. I love the fact that we can use this sign for more than just one season. So, yeah. If there's anything else that you would like to see or any videos that you would like me to post, definitely leave them in the comments and I can see what I can do for you. But I do have a couple other holiday videos that I would like to show. They're just a couple DIYs that I've used either for gifts or for whatever. A lot of them are used with my Cricut, but I do have other ones as well. And I do try to include everybody's kind of preference, whether you have a Cricut or you don't have one. So there are both of my signs, and I still have to create the scarecrow one on the back. But for the sake of the video, I'll just show you this one again. Woo, and then drop that one. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for watching my video. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.